So I'm excited about the release of my 10x drops. I just watched this video of a guy trading on one ticket. He traded 10 standard lots. So I'm in 10 standard lots via all of this minutia of all these tiny 1Ks. So this script is going to be for him or anybody that wants to just trade 10 times the amount without having to go through. I'm just doing the micros because it's going to, if you're new to trading, or I mean, I don't want people to get crushed, like here's this ticket, it's $300 per, I guess if you tell people, right? So we're risking $60 potentially buying a 5 pip window. And I'm going to write the script for 15 minutes now because that is such a big ticket. To me, $60 risk on one drop. Now, it is not a hard 60. The beauty of it is you may just lose 30 bucks. Because if they're going to fill, this is 1 pip apart, just like the market just did right here. If it comes back to your top become a bottom theory, you put the 60K right here. Maybe they only fill. It also doesn't mean you're going to make 150 because unless you fill the whole rack. So this is why it's complicated. So this is my first time I've written, and I write 60K right in front of it, so you know out of the gates this is not a single drop warning. So just on the demo right now, I'm afraid to drop it, and man, unless I make it a 15-minute script, because there's no fucking way I'm putting in a 60K of exposure, a $60 risk on one ticket for 8 hours. Forget about it. Okay, it's almost 6:30 in the morning. And it's on fire. It's game on. We're going to make a run for the round now. The scalp's over. There's the supply, demand, ICT. Gotcha, buddy. I got you with the ICT. I know. But I'd mentioned your 1-minute chart you did. Why didn't you just put a sell limit at the high of the day? Buying in the 20 pip window when the market dips in. The market dipped 10 pips lower last night in Asia. That's the trade. That's the Steve Morrow entry. Everybody knows that. But I'm gonna give you this. Hopefully I can just post it as a comment so everybody can have this the 60K, 10Ks on a hand place drop. Now that's something you got to be concerned about. If you're just going to shotgun the market with a grid of insanity captures, the wick, the wick miners, when that wick, I mean, that's where Alexander Eldra ended up writing this. He had this thing called spike. Yeah, because everybody knows that hammer. If you could just trade the hammer, you're done for the day. Sure, you can trail a stop on a 1-minute chart and all that, but I was just watching it and kind of thinking, yeah, you really want to trade like that? Okay, get yourself, write a hotkey for take all profits per instrument. If you're going to trade each instrument, have your hand on the trigger. And when the market comes dipping into, like, say you sold up here in the perfect ICT order block turtle soup, the best stuff on the planet, and you've got this trend line where tops become bottoms right nearly on it's just amazing, right? Even your moving averages here are saying buy. So we can all see the indicators, what they would be triggered by now, but who really made money in the shortest period of time is the guy could trade a 30-minute session. He just traded the wick on that hammer, he's in, he's out. And that's where, yes, you drop that, you just, boom, you got $1,000 in your account in the blink of an eye. Then I did a Forex search. This is the cutest thing in the world. I did a Forex search and came the first one, the newest one was this couple, and they were like, this black girl and this black guy. Black girl, black guy. And I swear to God, it's so funny, like real slick. Yeah, we're making money. How much money are you making per hour? Like this, and the guy's talking about, well, you could be making like $10 a minute on this trade. And I'm like, can we see that trade play out? Are you talking about, you must be cheating and you're cheating and watching my free channel. Oh, you figured out how to trade the. And I saw this guy do a video, and we all know this trick, right? You just right near the edge of the next day, you're going to get in the very edge of the market, like this one here. So they take it down, and everybody's like, "Look, it's breaking out. Just made new lows, man. I can't believe you're not short." And then it just rips the other way for 30 pips. That'd be the market maker trade or the trick. You see, thought it was going to break out, and then there's this stuff here. Like you could have made the 30 pips last night. We engulfed Asia again. We come back to this clearly defined turnabout on the closing prices. It's not like magic, is it? I mean, okay, this is a wide window, but on that sell rack, I'm not going to drop this unless if it lasted 15 minutes, I'd start putting them in like this. One here, and I would stream those out, and then I'd be like, I'm done. If when news comes out, and I've got a 10 pip stop on that, and they spike it up, rip it back, they're out. I just made $500. I mean, this guy, he lost $500 on. So I guess it was a 5 pip stop. I don't know. We had on that half. He's in $1 million position on the Swiss franc or something. Terrible spread. Okay, I got it. You perceive an opportunity window there, but I don't know. But if you want to trade that big, just go to the 10K. That way, all the scripts that I wrote, all you got to do is add a 0. So instead of risking $12, you're risking $120. But I would say when you write the very header of this, if you open up these scripts, the very header is the size. And then you have just a stop. It's very simple. It's really clean grid trading. But I would warn you, if you're going to put an order that lasts 12 hours to sell $1 million position, 5 pips above you for 8 hours, I think you're crazy. But now if you sold 30 pips above you, $1 million position for 15 minutes, now we're talking, because that's the trade. That is literally the trade that is like, wow. Right now, if you put a sell limit above the high of the day that lasts 1 hour, you're saying, I'll meet you at that price. You should be able to time the market. If you can't price it, well, you can just time it. But it's so cute to hear this guy go on about ICT, how this is magic. But meanwhile, right? But I don't know, like he's trading that big, and he's talking about making 10%. I made 10% today. All right, but that's cool. 10% of what? $1 million? Like if you had $1 million, like what kind of lifestyle do you have where you've got $1 million? I mean, sure, at that point you're just going to barely trade it. I get why even trade? I don't know. Trading is work to make money out of nothing. They're giving you leverage. I'm in almost $1 million position here in this demo account. I don't know if he was trading demo or not, but $50,000 account. Now this might be a prop firm or something. But all those trading people are faking it. But that's the thing. People cannot believe that it's that easy to make money. So I could have, and I'm also going to take and make the single drop. So I run a bunch of singles, right? Very easy to convert to a 10K. So I can have I can have a mini drops, I call them mini drops as standard drops. So when you see that, look out. If you see it was a standard drop, the new series for people that just, ain't fucking around with these 1Ks. What are you, nuts? I guess it's fun. On the demo, you push this account hard and see what it can take. They're kind of locking you out because they're not letting you put all those pendings. But if you're literally going to do a $60 risk, and then it's going to matter whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, right? Then it's going to show up on the account. What I'm doing here, it's so hard to even. I did buy this crush here, by the way, so I saw the market pulling back hard. I'm in it for the swing trade, but I saw it tanking, and I thought, well, we already cashed out. We're already back to equities, almost back to the this buoyance. We're just kind of holding this 16,000. You know, we're down $2,000. We're up. Okay, now sellers just came in something there. And it's just because it's 5 minutes before the bottom of the hour and everybody's getting all like crazy. This is the 1 hour chart. Is this the, did we put in the lows? This is the fair value. So now that we went unfair, and this is a classic auction series of what happens. There's no sellers left. The buyers come in. We engulf the floor. The scalpers got out last night here. They ride to the engulf point, taking out the high. Asia, they get out. The people that really want to ride it to, I said, the obvious low, this is so simple. It's way simpler than even ICT. I mean, you can even have people trading a channel on this and that'd be like, yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, you're gonna trade this channel, but still, even at that, how big, how many are market orders, how many are like, oh yeah, look at this, they're just tipping this window. And this is better than ICT. I can show you a supply zone very simply here. You could have put in standard lot drops here. You could put a cluster of minis. You're going to risk what? $300 to $1,200 on that to make what is your target? 20. Comes back to the 20. Another down. Another 50 pips. And I would just get out. For that trade, if I was going to hold that through the whole day, that whole drama. But we can see what the sellers did here. We can see what they did. They sold this rooftop. I just call it a rooftop. Oh, the big bar thing. Yeah, I'll try to post the big bar thing. So to me, the big bar is it just makes it feel like, I get it. This is the order block, right? It reveals the order block, so to speak. These highs that are old highs are the feeding zone for, if you put a cluster of these mini drops in, yeah, you just made yourself 10 pips. You just made yourself $1,000 on that one that he's got, that $1 million position. So yeah, easy. And at that rate, you just went 10x. You ain't got hardly no tendonitis, right? Now the trick is got the 15-minute drops, and that's worth writing. A 15-minute 60K, potential fill of a 60K. Once again, you may not fill that whole rack. I've got pendings I just dropped here, but I had to buy at the market. I wish there was a different color for unfilled orders on this MetaTrader. There's not that sophistication. Maybe there's an overlay you can run. Maybe there's something out there that lets you do an overlay like that, right? I really don't know. Don't take my advice. This is not a professional trading. Oh, by the way, the disclaimer, yeah. But it is almost 6:30 in the morning. So we are 1 minute from 6:30 in the morning. So that 5-minute psycho window really is psychotic here. We went ramming up here. Everybody's all giddy. Are we going to go up? And this was you put in your standard lot drops there, and you're up. You just made I don't know, $20, $30. You pad in the account constantly. But yeah, if that guy's going to trade like that, and I don't know if he's stuck with first in, first out on that shit, because they just make trading untradeable. They just make it untradeable. They don't want you to. I mean, they just dampen it down so hard that it's like if you wanted to scalp this GameStop thing, you'd have to have access to a fast terminal. You're trading real big. You're in, you're out, and you just made X. So now we're just waiting again, but waiting for that news to come out. So I guess that trade's over for the sellers. And every time you change time frame, that supply zone changes. And it's hidden. You really don't see it on the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, all you see is this Closing prices. We did not close below. So you're forced to buy here for the deep discount. Then I guess in the cleanest view of this big bar, story of, and that you could use cycles on this too. Like, so this is your width of time. Your double bottom should be coming in around this cycle with this frequency. And you can say, oh, let's buy down here. Okay, I'm with you. Let's put some buy limits down here. But what if we don't get filled? Do we have to chase it on the 4 hour? No, that's why people go down to the other time frame. No, you know what? You better get in right now. On the 1 hour, it's kind of has a feel like, I don't know. That's almost a 618 pullback, dare I say. I bet it is. What now? I guess if you go from wick tip to wick bottom here, is that how you're supposed to do it? Yep, 618. What I tell you? See, not overshot. See, didn't it overshoot? 618. Shut up, 618. On closing prices, I see it. There you go. See, Fibonacci works. I'm telling you guys. But put this hand place drop. I'm going to make that a 15-minute, like I said. But imagine I take that and I drop it right here, and I'll know exactly. I could make this the order. Right? So this is a 6-pip window. So I could have dropped that order here and got filled on about 4K of that. I could hit a button. So this guy that's trading this FTMC, whatever, it looks like he's a hybrid of the no-nonsense ICT school. Putting it all together in my final course of mastering Forex trading. But now here is, you have your hand on a take all profits. And this comes down into even bigger than that. You put 2 racks in, risking $120 potentially to make 150 potentially. And now they retap that zone, and you just keep scalping out. They keep spiking it down. They come down. They fill your limits. Cash out. And then, so the guy that was watching, the dart couple, they were just, the guy's on his phone, and he had it down like TikTok framing, and he was just, I'm out, tick that. And it was, what he's doing was, the market was actually underwater on the trade. So when it came back into winning, he just took him off $5, $10, and that's right. You're getting out, and your hit average is going up, and it's not the best trade because you're not holding long enough for the swing. You can see the scalpers exit. Yeah, they got out there. But if I just bought this 60K in here, my God, so many drops, for the big, you got a $50,000 account, and you're talking about 10%. You're making 10% a day. Okay, $5,000 a day. Easy. That's going to be, you can have, just drop more of that one. You can have an 8-pip stop. 8-pip stop to make 14 pips. Now that matters, right? And those would be single drops, by the way. I'm not going to. So if I ever made a standard lot, it would just be a single. And you could do that, or you could do 50Ks. So, but then it's hard to just add a 0 to your total risk. The last number on there is total dollar risk. But if you're so inclined to trade this heavy, yeah. Got a $50,000 account. This account, I started at 10 grand. I started at 10 grand because I wanted a metric. At 10 grand, let's imagine a $1,000 account actually. So I was down $200 on this account. Now I'm up 500, or I'm up $5,000. Because as soon as you go into like, well, it's 33%, I cannot pay attention. I'm lost. But here I could have scalped that whole thing right now. And I would have put the 15 minutes in, and guess what? This is the magic of my system. that if I bother to write this, I'm going to make the 15 and the 30 and the 1 hour and the 2 hour, 3 hour, 4, 6, 8, 12. Maybe not 12. I may not go past 1 hour on this kind of drop for starters, because if I did put sell that big of cells up here, how long is this going to last? How long is the supply zone going to be? And when they hit that, they're definitely going to spike into it. But how much rip back are they going to get? And are you there to babysit it with your hand on the trigger to cash out? It'd be a great idea. But once they're done cleaning that zone and it comes back, maybe we're going to retrace. Maybe the wheels are going to come off, because the daily, you see where my fibs fit in here. So this is the 4-hour view. Are we going to start tanking now? Or can we make it back to at least the, there's Fibonacci's nailing it almost here, a round number here. That's the dream, right? But let's just make it back to the last rooftop, which is, well, anything on the way to this round number is fine with me. And once that happens, I come in with 15-minute 60K drops. If you're really going to trade that big, I would be dropping those things in a bit. Yes. And I'll take this. Maybe I'll just do that with this account, because it is a lot of work. Maybe I should just do that. We would have to work as hard, and then I could show you that 15-minute trade, because it's hilarious. You're putting in a lot of risk for 15 minutes. It's not very risky, is it? It's 15 minutes. You're creating mini auctions. 3 drops like that. That is like, I mean, 2 of those drops is 120K for 15 minutes, and you can put them wherever you want on the chart. That's why I would do it with singles. 10K singles would be probably a good idea, but that's more work now. Or just make this the, so I don't know if you found these drops. I don't know. I put a link to the exact thing, but when you see stuff like this, if you convert this to being a 10K, that would be $40 to make $20, right? $40 to make $20. Not good ratio, but you probably make your $20. 12 pips stop to make 8 pips. Yeah, we would have made that already. So we would have made the 20, and we would have made something even if we were wrong about the overall swing. So if I would have placed that ticket, and that's what I'm talking about. So if this is instead of that being just $4 to make 10, that is going to be $40 to make $100 clean. So yeah, if you're going to trade like that, but if you're happy with that MT5, go ahead. But I mean, MT5 ain't going to run these scripts. We're going after these. So let's see now. I'm not going to sell into that, although I realize that there's going to be people dumping there. So we're waiting for this NFP things coming out. Aren't you going to? Oh, God, the news. I just want to make it to here, for God's sakes. Just make it to the round number. This is the final destination for this trade. For this account, for God's sakes. But no, it is a lot of work trading the micros, I guess. But I don't know. What else are you going to do? I don't know. Got to get that prop firm going. Only hot girls are allowed to work there. We discriminate straight off the bat. Yeah, no diversity. It's underground. God, I mean, we're just go woke, go broke all day long. Go trend, go broke. All right, let's make it to this round number. Looks like we got time to make it. In 1 hour, if we could just take out this, we could just dump, go back to sleep, and that's when, to me, it would be fun in this account to start to do 15-minute high risk, 15-minute big size. Because when the news comes out, you got a 15-minute order that you dropped. You know the exact stop, a little iceberg that's down there, because there's no way I want to drop all these singles either. Like I said, I play guitar, and apparently I'm just working too hard. So the guitar, you got to play it in your mind at first, because you just kind of rehearse, oh, what am I going to do if the market plunges? That's why that go-to, and I did pull the trigger relentlessly. I bought about 50K down here on singles, on micros at the market when this plunge happened just now. So we need to get the dramatic sweep to here, and we're done. Got to go after this. But that was certainly the obvious, kind of price action, I guess you'd call it. That when we got to this this ICT order block, that everybody was going to dump and go the other way. Another thing is, why was this guy getting in one single ticket? I still don't get that. Risking percentages of your account is, to me, just silliness. It's just beyond silly. I swear to God, if somebody gave me $1,000 right now, like this guy, like the team Forex was talking about, these guy and girl, rah rah rah. I mean, they got on the wall. They got like 3 phrases on the wall, like commit, execute, cuss a lot, be an asshole. Where's the all these motivational posters when you go places like no justice, no peace. Now, stuff like you just gotta wonder. Don't you wonder? At some point you wonder. But we'd be out of this trade right now. We would be up 500. You want to make the 500 like that? Yeah, you'd be out. You would have had the 20s. Every one you dropped here, $50 to make $90. But here, risking 40 to make 20. We just made like $60 there. Because this never dipped any lower. That wasn't a big sell-off. It's only like, what was that, 9 pip smash down? So I suppose this is the rollover, and we came back into became fair value after we went unfair. So I didn't finish my story of the narrative of, okay, what's going on here, and all the big boys and the what do you call it? What do they call it again? The institutions and the banks, and what are they doing to us? And how dare they? The new low, easy cash out. Sellers start to come in there all the way to here, and there's a lot of sellers at the tippy top. And we come back and relax back. And now this is the new fair value. So this becomes the new normal, so to speak. Everybody's all masked up here. They've got just wearing an anal probe all day long, checking you for. I just watched this other horror flick where they're trying to induce pain so they can tap into the adrenaline and sell it on the market. I don't know, some ridiculous fucking. I stopped watching it. I mean, some of the stuff I'm like, really? It's comedy. So I'd be selling right now. If I was in really big, I would be out of something, and then come back in with this 15-minute 60Ks or single drops, and I'd come in like this. I wouldn't even. I'd start right there. I'm gonna say like this. Let's go. How about a 10K? A 10K, a 10K, a 10K, and each 10K there can be the 15-minute 10K, the 30, 1 hour, and the 2 hour. And that's certainly going to be easy to do. I did write one called dollar drops where it was calibrated for strict dollar risk. So the size changed from a 1K to a 2K to 3K to accommodate, and this is single drops, to give you, you're risking $10. Do you want that to be in a 100 pip form, or do you want to get into a 10K with a 10 pip stop? So the dollar drops is the other way to view it. Pure money, and follow just trust in the safety that every time you drop, it's going to be a $10 risk. That way, you can accept the risk in a linear stacking, a summation. That's how they do the dead bodies on the corona. Look at there's how many people died so far. Dude, people are dying. You live it forever. Can I write you up as a corona death? You sure can. As long as you give me a yacht or something, I can party. It'll just be my final days. I can sit on the beach and watch the sunset. We like to do that. The leisure time people have is just incredible. Get fucking trading, asshole. Get off your ass. I guess they are. It's a problem. They're trading that bump stock is going through the ceiling. That's why they outlawed it. It's like machine gunning the market. This trade's going to take forever, But you can see that was a nice scalp there. People are still unloading that, I suppose. Sure, if I can post this, we'll see, because when I make a comment, if I was just to post this, I have to actually make a comment on my own channel. And if I post the code to that script, sometimes it'll work and people are able to cut and paste it. And then you could just run that on your system. Bring it into, I don't even know where you start on that. I guess you have to go to the meta editor and create a script. And just create a dummy script. I guess that is hard. Although I have pre-done scripts, you can just delete the contents of one, rename it. Once you got that template up, you're in the meta editor. But this gets complicated. I guess that's the other part about it, is that it's one thing to talk about the market. It's another thing to build a robot or to have a good old buy at the market, sell at the market, right in front of you, ready to go. So if you see the market plunging, you go, yeah, I was going to put some orders in, but or your orders disappeared, right? You put an 8-hour, because once you go to this 10K system, you're going to think twice about I would. I guess that's why it's too casual what I'm doing, because it's just tiny tickets. And it's a smoother equity curve, I guess. And I'm paying, the insurance policy is that I'm trading so small that it's kind of hard to really, but it's also hard to make money on those amazing opportunities. But all we had to do when the market was here, and this would probably be hard for people to imagine, but when the market's here, start putting in the heavy hitters. You can risk $1,000 on this pullback. Put in these things. Maybe you get stopped out of this rack. But I can tell you right now, if you put 3 of those in, you would have filled on 2. And you're up about $400 right now. In a half an hour. You're just getting out right now. Now I can see the sellers starting to come in. But you know what? There's panic. I'm holding this trade for the swing. So even if they do back off here, now if I've cashed out and I want to maintain all day long, I want to trade in $1 million position, either long or short, anywhere from, I'm either in a 20K or I'm in, what is the range of size you're willing to trade per day? So instead of this, you're making 10% a day. How big are you trading? Because if you're really right about these trades, then you should be killing it even more than that. Especially if that's all you do is stare at the market all day. And you have the patience, I suppose, to wait for this thing to get to the fucking round number there. Look how it sliced through it. No respect for that number. But yes, indicators are another. So it turns out that why do people use indicators? I suppose maybe they don't realize that some of it's just slowing down their trading and they're not over trading because they can't get a fucking signal going. They're like, fuck, I wish this thing would. Maybe I should tighten the moving. That's because I had indicators and I know how to run them and look at them, but I mean, it's just too noisy. It's too much on the chart, you know? It's like bad clothes on a hot girl. But stop with the sundress, please. So, and give me the cocktail dress, please. But yeah, that's a way to frame it and keep you from, oh, you know, you got confirmation about this, and you know, like, are you not driving your car when the idiot lights are flashing? I mean, you gotta just trade through it, you know. Oh, but wait, my moving, yeah, that's why I went. That's how I ended up in the 1 period moving average because I thought, wait a minute, I like that 5 period moving average. That really is kind of like the current trend. And then I thought, well, the 3 period's even more current of a trend than the 1 period moving average is the trend. Every hour it's going down, it's plotting the smooth down, like just. Then there's the counter trend move on the 30-minute here. Pull the trigger. 30-minute trade. I mean, how can you fuck it up? There's only 10 buys a day on this chart. How many buys were there? How many down bars? That's another question. How many down bars per day on the half-hour chart? There's only 48 bars. Could you have pulled the trigger on some of those? If you never slept in your whole entire life, but you know there's going to be a big ruckus reshuffling the deck in London or in Asia, or we're just going to go down just a little bit lower in Asia and then run out of sellers and come back up, or same thing in the on the bull move. We go up, nobody's coming in, and we can see all those trades stacking up. This giant doji node here that's been going on for how long? This is a big deal, and almost the classic, I suppose. Everybody is getting beat to shit here if they're trying to get in for a move to here or get in for a move to here if they get too tight on their stops. This is a clean move. People love that move. They're like, oh, get in here. Yeah. On the half hour, you got a half hour to buy here at a retest at the 20, kind of retesting that break through the floor, coming back to that. And once again, if you have that, and you can do that, you could have a 10K on your tablet, be like, boom. But that, if I ever did that, if I had a 10K, I'd have a 10K below. So have a combo script. Buys at the market, you can have that. I could write that script. And I haven't written a lot of those because you have to tell people what that's going to do when they click it. Otherwise, you know, that's why I can't sell this shit. I'm not going to sell it. Then I'd have to have exactly what that thing's going to do. And I know what it's going to do. And you could download it and you could run it and you could just change that, just put it, make it a 10K. And you just go up in size, and that now you're just, oh, I make $500 in the morning on like 10 tickets. Yeah, easily. The sellers are coming in here now, see? So at the 20, they're dumping, and I could dump. I could get out of this whole trade right now. But then I got to reload. And if that's the case, then I am going to come in with 10Ks that last 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. When the news comes out, we could be smashing into this and then rip the other way. And if that is all pre-done, yeah, you're going to see all of a sudden you have no positions on, and then in the blink of an eye, you got filled and you're out. So yeah, if you want to trade that big size standard lots, you could make, this could be standard lots. You could risk $50, $500 to make $300. So these could all be adjusted to that kind of thing. $20 pips to make 20 pips. Here's your break even thing. And then he kept trailing his stop. That's a lot of work too. You know, he kept moving his stop down. I was just get out. I would just be getting out. I'm like, dude, you're up $800. I hate sticking around for all the drifting moves, and I just want to get in, get out on some of that big stuff. Be done with it. Here even, great place to dump all your longs right now, because we still got to make it. We still have another 2 hours. Well, what is it? Hour and a half till news. So maybe we're just kind of teetering at this point just before news, and then we rip up more. Or can we pop up here in an hour and a half, 90 minutes to, that's 30-minute chart. So I'd definitely be dumping all of my longs right now if I was scalping it. And I could do that right now. So, in fact, I will, just to show you how that works. So I'm going to hit take all profits, and these are 1Ks. It's going to take us about a minute to get out, I think. But this is the logical, that's a big move. It's 7 o'clock. It's 3 minutes before top of the hour. So if I click this just before the top of the hour, as the top of the hour is coming, and we're screaming up, we go out, go flat, and then I can come in with the 60Ks on 15 minutes and play with those, and we have a very clean chart then. There's a lot of people saying it. You can't blame them. They're like, what's all these fucking tickets? How do you manage all these tickets? We'd actually be underwater. We'd still be in the position, actually, if I dump everything here. So I talked about that last night. If we dumped everything here, we'd only be underwater and holding a very small position underwater, which we'd become the real swing trader at that point. But we'd be up on equity. We'd be all the way back to kind of like where we were. And that window up here. So that was the window right there. By the end of the day, it's Friday. If we can make it to here, that's the promised land. Another easy 20 pips. Or we just get out here. So we're just going to get out here of everything that's up, because it's 7 o'clock in the morning. And we'll give ourselves 2 minutes to unwind this position. So if we start crashing up to this, great, fine. I'm not going to look at my equity and say, you know what, we're all the way back to 6 and we're down $2,000, we're up $2,000. I'm not going to consider that because I'm a disciplined trader, by the way. So wait till 7 o'clock, sell. There's follow through the upside. And by the time we unload the whole position, okay, boom. I'm getting out of everything. See how long this takes. Right at 7 o'clock. Cashing out. We get a little follow through up. And maybe it does spike up, but that's great because we'll make $1,000. Make $1,000. So we're still going to be underwater. We'll still be in at least 3 standard lots that are bad tickets. 30 seconds and we're out of, we still got about 700K left to unload here. Taking advantage of that 5 pip window of volatility. So equity is sitting at the same level. And we're up about just above the 16,000 as we're getting out of this. Unloading this whole position. Now, if those were mini lots, we'd already be out. We've cashed out, and then we can just come in and be a really... So sure, you trade like that. Yeah, that's going to be how you're going to do it. Okay, we're almost out. Everything, boom. So we're still holding 300K, and now we're going to come in with these high-risk limits. I am going to go 8 hours now because I feel like, okay, we don't have much risk now. We're back to 16,000, still holding a considerable size. Let's do this 8 hour before I make it a 15, and I'll layer them on top of each other. And this way, for the people that just want to go to a 10K and say, you know what, I know I'm going to buy that anyways. Why are you going to why quibble over a few pips? And I agree. Your account's big enough. You got 50 grand in your account, and you're going to make 10% a day. That's a lot of money. But if your account's $1,000 and you're risking $200 a day, and you always risk $200 a day, that's how I'm looking at it. Okay, let me find these 60Ks. I lost them in the shuffle. $60 here. So let's start right here and just go for it. And then let's do this. Now I'm going to rewrite the script and make it into a 15-minute. So inside the code here in the trusty editor, this is the kind of the side of the market that nobody likes to talk about, is the drudgery of this. So I made this a 10K. You can't even see the colors on here. We're 1 pip apart. It's a linear grid. So let's make this, the time issue is down here. Let's make it a 15-minute script because it's more fun. So right here is the key. When it says H8, that means 8 hours. But if I make that H4, it'll turn a different color because that's a verified expected code. So this is actually the MT5 code. See how it turns color? Like, oh, well, that's valid. But I can make this H2, which is also valid, and it'll compile, but it will not turn color because it's not listed on the original core code of the MT4. But I can make this M, capital M15, and see the suggestions come up. Don't click this because it's going to throw the word period in, but the 5-minute, I don't think the broker will take a 5. I've tried it. They don't, they're like, dude, that's going to expire in 5 minutes. Like, what the fuck are you doing? 15, that's the limit. I'll do the 15, which is a scalpers, front run the market for 15 minutes with an array of tickets above or below. I would say if you're going to put them above, at least for me, I'd be a little spooked at this point of the day to put too much above or below for any long period of time. But if I will put them above, I'd have my hand on the take profits. We spike up, we rip back, I'm up, I'm out, because I can just reload that. Or like I was talking about the double clicks, if you double click a 15 and it, instead of this hand drop, it puts in a 10K. There you could do some martingale stuff. You could do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you got down to the bottom, you're in an 8K. That you could do on a double click, which is, but let that go. It's too complicated, you know. Let's just go for the 15-minute here and make this clean. And that's verified, obviously. So they give it the, oh, shit, didn't rename it. Sorry. That's okay. Let's rename that. This is how you're supposed to do it. Like, so you're going to call this out as a 60K M15. And this way, we don't have to worry so much. Exposure's only 15 minutes of exposure. No harm. The 8 hours wrong. I'll have to delete that one, but so just compile this and it should show up in the tree. The tree of trading. The tree of the chart. So no fills here yet. We're still underwater on all these tickets. But I just wanted to show you how that was. What did that take us? A minute to get out? I forgot to keep track of that. Okay, now it's 5 minutes after. We've got the 15-minute version. Now we can get aggressive because it's going to be more fun this way on the 15 minutes for me. It's more realistic. So here it is, the 15 minutes. Now on that, sell up here for 15 minutes. I don't think we'll make it up there, but I'm definitely interested in buying here for 15 minutes. And then here. Very low probability. I think that we're going to drop that much in 15 minutes. I should have made the comments on this a little bit more, but I'll find this trade by size now. So I'm not used to doing this much size, but we're at 10Ks here. We got pendings. Looks like it just got filled on a limit entry there. That was the 8 hour. So this should be noticeable to the account if we start filling. Let me get to the... If you just trade one currency, you can really keep track of your about to fill tickets. So price-wise, I know I'm very close to the market on these giant... So that from a top down, here's the top of the rack. Let me get this. We're trying to get the best price, and this is quite a bit. The first ones are the big, and those are the settlements. So we're right in the middle here now. We just got filled on I'm sorry. This is stuff we're about to get filled on. This is like that level 2 trading thing, I think those level 2 people would understand this. But those are our entries. Let me just look at this. You could have this on another screen, just like, yeah, these are my pendings. If I have it like this, I got to have another screen open because I can't see my balance now. That's the only problem with this view. Can't see my real. I'd have to look, and this is kind of bothersome. I can't have those coexist, apparently, unless I have a real, like a portrait size monitor, because I want to see, well, how much margin am I in? But that's that view. That's that stack we're seeing. Pull it back. Now I say, let's go. Let's put a 15 here. And let's just go nuts here. Okay, well, that's already up to $200 of potential loss. So what do you think? This is a decent coverage area. 5 pip windows. And I fearlessly drop a 15-minute buy rack down here. No problemo. Why isn't that dropping? Did I overfill the account already? See, also, we wouldn't overfill the account in this way of trading. And up here. 15 minutes? Yeah. 8 hours up there? No. Because if the wheels come off this thing, and look at the dailies, let's not forget the punishment of this currency. We could make it back to the round number here. Weekly, wow, that's just mind-boggling. I think we picked up let's see what our biggest size we're holding. We can see the balance, I think, at the same time on that. So if we just put the balance in the middle and then put our biggest ticket in front, we can watch this. We're in a 30K right now. Let's see how I'm going to do this size. Yeah, so by size, we're in a 30K. And these are our big kahuna tickets. We know that's going to be 10 times the risk. So size matters. And it's less work, obviously, but it's a little more risk, right? Every time you get sloppy about the size you're trading, So yeah, you can always get better. I think you can always get better entries and all that. So let's take a break. Waiting for that infamous news to come out. Holding the $16,000 balance. Wondering if the Bulls are going to come back to town. Or are we just going to have to accept that we're just going to trade this? Oh, look at that. I've got in that 30K just took my margin way up. Look at that. So I'm not used to seeing that either. Oh, no, we added that 30K like boom, because I think we were like margin was about 700. But now I know where that's coming from. And this is a 15-minute sell limit up here, so this is kind of less risky. So on the 1 hour chart, you're saying, what is the chances we make it down here? And it's worth writing. I said just take that script and keep changing the time. The 1 hour version, the 30-minute version. And now you can just go like this, and you got your hand on the trigger, and you can get out of stuff if need be. Or you can close all open and pendings, and if you're trading mini lots, you can get out of those very quickly. Somebody said, what do you do when the broker's not letting you out of that? And that's why I did at the half hour, so at the top of the hour, I got out. I said I wasn't doing that because it was a good idea. I said because I want to show you how fast it does get out. I'm still in. It's going to be okay, guys. We're still in like 30% of the position. Yeah, and we scalped out last night. Don't forget. When I went to sleep, I was in this big position down here, and I had some 20 and 30 pip winners. So I woke up this morning. I was only using $1,600 of margin. I was using $2,200 of margin down here. This cute little doji. Abandoned baby on the 1 hour. And then rifle through the floor. Come back. Retest that boundary. Off to the races. And let's scream this thing into the news. If we can be here by NFP, I just get out and get drunk. But trading the mini lots. So right in the mini lots, really, it's worth it if you don't want to keep dropping these 1Ks, and I get it, So I would do that on the 15s. I do it on the tablet. I actually am putting in that size, but it's a double click. This drag and drop shit, I'm just doing it for supply and demand traders to see. Yeah, this is the safest trading I can think of. I don't know if that's saying too much, but the other guy was saying in the video, he kept saying, I mentioned a few times, like, well, this is just like, I don't know if he said risk-free or no, gambling. That's gambling using indicators. I don't know. I think it's all speculation. I mean, you're really kind of saying, well, for me, it's about momentum. If the market's moving really fast, I'm thinking, where is it going? And then if I'm in that trade, I'm like, gosh, how long is this going to last? So I don't think there's any time that. So if you're not in the market, and you might be okay with not being in any trade, and you're waiting for a reason to get in. So you don't even have to trade, honestly. So that's the beauty of it. So that's the problem with it, is that it's in front of you. If you've got a market order, you kind of want to maybe use it. And that's why you'd have a 1K and a 10K. Now at the market, if you wanted to slow down your trading or make it an obstacle to get in too big too quickly because you think, oh, this is I've seen this pullback before. Let's get in heavy here, and then boom, they slice you out of. You're down $600 in the blink of an eye. That's kind of a little harsh. I mean, so when the market is crashing like that, and that momentum is just, you're like, wow, that's just amazing. You got to go to the 5-minute chart or the 15-minute chart if you want to get in You see they're going into the abyss, and you look at the half hour going, this is a breakout, pull back to confirmation entry. This really is happening this time. But then sometimes you're like, but why didn't it work last night? I mean, I got in at this new low, just like a good turtle trader, and I sold down here, and why am I... And if I didn't put a stop in, I just sold down there because I thought, yeah, look at this, really isn't a downtrend. You know, those guys are right. Those trend traders are right. But by the time you get there, they're all like, well, I don't know. It's kind of like you figured out it was going down. So I think that we could, by this time this Dow Jones opens, hopefully we're here. At least by the time here it closes. But I'm always trying to underestimate. I'm always trying to lowball our targets. I mean, this could be this is the beginning of February. Going into April, what's going to happen? I always wondered, gold makes these. I always thought gold moves in April based on the taxes in the United States. Because my gauge of inflation is when they tax people, and they really don't tax people to fund the government, they're just kind of controlling inflation. Because if people send more money in, and people that do the math, they're going to say, well, you got more votes than people. They're going to say, well, you've got outstanding this and that, and, people paid this in taxes, and there's so much, the money supply is insane now. We're beyond the point. We're supposed to be in that thing where gold's supposed to go up. Bitcoin's going up. Is that because of electricity to mine it going up? You always wonder that fundamental view. Well, let me take a look at the big picture here. Is this because of that and that because of this? What is the real... And with all the fake news and all the propaganda out there, I mean, people must really have a hard time trying to digest what's going on out there. Going to zero hedge or the sentiment indicators, I never looked at that stuff. I guess if you're going to fade the crowd, which is some of that, and when you watch No Nonsense talk about, look, this is the open positions, and like, yeah, but who cares? What trade am I in? Am I on the 15-minute chart? I wouldn't care about some hedge fund that's 60% long, and he would do these charts, and I'm like, you're gonna do a trade on that? How? It's just fantasy. I think it's pure fantasy. Well, maybe you are doing that trade, but you're not making. I mean, what? There's no way. I mean, at that point, I don't know. If you trade with a 500 pip stop, sure, you can make these fundamental judgments that, look at the crowd is 80% long. The retail traders always lose money, so 80% of retail traders are long euro. And so what? When the market turns around in 4 hours or in 4 days, what would that matter? Like if they're bidding it down so deep that you're like, even the most the beginner trader would say, wow, that's really a low price. This bump stop thing. My view on that is put a buy limit at 60, put one at 50, put one at... The obvious trade there is, and that's pretty low risk, right? You're not going to blow up your account. Can't go to zero. I guess it could go to zero. You're going to buy all the way down. If you like it at 20, you love it at 10, of course. And then it goes to 30 and you get out. And you can actually, I don't know if you have a contingency orders. So that's what they call them originally. The first time I heard that contingency order, it was about, I don't know if they let you put, now they did let you put a limit order. So on the phone, you say, I put a limit here with a stop here. And I don't know if you got a take profit connected to that. I never thought about that. Back in the day, it was all about not losing money, Put a stop in there because you want to I did some naked trading on my phone because I didn't have my computer in front of me, so I was just buying on the phone. And that's the nice thing about 1K is the phone's set to a 1K. The tablets, I'm never going to have that horrifying moment of hitting a button and going, I'm in a standard lot. Oh, no, no. And so that's why I keep, if I'm ever going to run that size, it's going to be well known that is a big ticket because everything I've done to this point, and I've even done nano accounts. So I do have some scripts I should dig out that are perfect. There are 10Ks ready to go. And those are interesting, very risky. Stuff like 200 pip stops, and you're going to buy every pip for 50 pips. Right. Now if that lasts for 15 minutes, your broker would probably take that order. You can do outlandish things with these scripts. Okay, so we're plowing north. I'm still in. Let's see how these so I'm still in the 30Ks, and I could pluck these off, right? I could take these big winners off and go bing, 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 and that's the scalp, and then ride the other small position now. That's what the guy was doing. He had the Android app up, and he was like, bing, bing, bing. See, I'm making money, and he was making money. I don't know how much the most kind of like get her done trading I've ever seen. Just take these off right now. Is that my biggest winner? These are the potential sell limits. So this is another thing is, we have to pluck these off if we think we're going to get filled. If we don't want to go short, so I don't want to go short. Sorry, that's probably blowing your ears out. But, sorry about that. I think everybody's just hit the floor. Sorry about that. There's a way to. I'm not going to delete the video. But people have that bumper music that's so fucking loud. Go here and turn off this notification sound. Signals. Where's the sounds in here? Events. Let's not have any events, please. I don't want to hear nothing. So here's where you can put it. Insert all of your crazy little, your own little wave file. Put your own comments in there and stuff. Here, look, I'm up $15 here. So I'm not used to the 10K thing, but it's fun. I'm liking that. So we could scalp that if we wanted. I took the cells away. The arrows do not go away, unfortunately, when you delete the tickets. I still got some cells up here. Alrighty then. So we're going after this 4-hour, we're going after this top, the high of the day. Continue the march to the round number. Come on, people. You can do it. You can do it. It is now 5 minutes before 7:30. The half-hour traders just screaming. Let's just go to that round number, damn it. Come on, people. You know you want to go there. All right. I think we could take that out in the next 5 minutes. Just coming into the bottom of the hour, I think we could take out that high. There you go. 5 minutes. I don't know if there's news coming out now. So here we could scalp out, right? My finger on the trigger in this, when we get to the bottom of the hour, I just get out of everything right here. Do a rinse and repeat. Just to show you that. So look at that. We're up, boom. See how that works? We don't have to wait for targets on that. We'll scalp it, and then I want to put in sell limits above, and we can do 15-minute sell games because we'll have enough money. Just got to wait 5 more minutes here. Okay, we're coming into the bottom of the hour. I'm going to get out of this trade. All my take profits. And I'm going to get in on sell limits that last 15 minutes. And see how fast I got out of those. I hope I'm out of that big ticket. Now all the tiny tickets. Am I still in that big ticket? It's kind of hard to keep track of it here. I guess I'm out. Okay, so now we're just holding barely anything. So I'm still long. That's okay. Into the bottom of the hour, I'll be cashing out. Oh, jeez. Okay, wait. Let's get out here again. Let's get rid of these buys. Right. Okay. This way we can mess around with these short-term screw-ups. Get the account up. It'll be up $200. No big deal. 7:30 is here in a couple minutes. Back in the supply zone. We could put a few sells up there. Here's where people are selling. We know that. But can they, how much, right? They're cashing out here, but how long is that going to go for? Okay, there you go. It's 1 minute left. So 1 minute to the top of the hour. 1 minute to the top of the hour. Still pounding north here. Okay. Seem to wait forever, but let's throw some sells in now. Getting bored already. Again. $15 minutes. 60K in 15 minutes. And then we'll do this. So that should be fun. There you go. Let's cash out of more stuff. Or should we wait 5 minutes? 5 minutes after the bottom of the hour? To get out of this trade. I got those sells above me, so I'll be kind of in a hedge here. Okay, so I'm going to get out right now. It's 4 minutes after. Top of the hour. Getting out right there. Barely in and about to get filled on the sell, so I'm looking for a spike up. So now I play the 15-minute game with a bunch of big tickets like this. 10Ks. Let me see if I got any shorts going up in that sell window there. That was the RCT order block entry out. Have you know? Let's see. Looking for my... Oh, look, we got a sell going. We're at 50 cents. 50 cent. Anyways. I'm going to wait it out here, and that would be the scalp. I'm barely in now. I know I'm short. Let me take profits on that short. I took that. I should be getting out of this trade. Wait. Did I hit take all profits? There you go. So I took that 10K. If this is the breakout pullback of the day here, then we should come back to here or a little bit deeper, and then we're going to still keep going north. The pound's making a run north a little bit, spiking up there a little bit. Okay, here's the pullback. Now let's buy on limits on the 15s. Using the same 15-minute time window of exposure. Here we're just gonna buy right here for 15 minutes. That's just how it is. All the way down. So the cool thing is you're sitting here and That's no brainer. Watching it and realizing that probably not, risking $120 if the market can come all the way down to here in 15 minutes. That's just beautiful. Watch them disappear. Exactly 15 minutes from now, you should see them disappear. And that would be your that's going to be your trade now at this size. I could see it. We could get into 50K. We could buy and dump it, and we can build the account quite decently now. I think I just picked up a limit there, a 10K buy. And sure, it's less work, right? Oh wait, no. Well, I just thought it was a 1K, I guess. I don't know. Went to $200 a margin. All right, so 200. We're in a standard lot right now, essentially. Waiting to get filled on limits on this pullback, and so that was just dead on textbook on the 5-minute chart. This is 5 minutes after the top of the hour, spikes up into the bottom of the hour, and now we're going to come up at 8 o'clock, and the news is coming out in less than an hour. We could possibly go up more. I would take off these trades that are still underwater, and I got a rack of 15-minute sell limits, mini lots up here. Would it be a whole different style of trading like this? And this would be more fun. We'd make more money. I was only doing the 1Ks there because that's how I trade it, because I got the time to drop 2 of those or double click and, or buy at the market, which is going to, if I start buying really insanely at the market, which I mean clicking a lot, down here I did it. I did that trade, buy, and then ride it and dump it in half an hour. Because this is the auction. You went down, you took out old lows, and where was the target? Anything above here was seller's delight. And we knew it. And now we know this is the buyer's delight. On a 15-minute basis, this is pretty aggressive. This is 60. You could put a single drop. Imagine single drop, mini drops. And where would I put those? I'd interweave them so we don't duplicate any price. I put one here, right in between. I don't have the singles here. We're about to get filled on the this 10K. So that's how that works. And that would be your scalp, and bingo bango, you're out of that thing, Or are you holding in for the rest of the day thinking, well, by the time, and the news is coming out, and that might have been that is the place to just dump that whole position. Because now we could come down. Now we go up. If you're worried about the news, you just got out of that whole long position. You made it back to the target, to the order block, whatever you want to call this thing. We knew the top of that was going to be the exit. First exit was here. And we could have bought that sweeping down move. And now are we just going to hold for the swing? I guess we're kind of stuck. We just picked up a couple K here. So the size, got 110K, down 70 cents. Ay caramba. So it's going to be another waiting game here. I guess if you're going to ride out the rest of this trade. Certainly for the scalpers, I think everybody's made the money on that sweeping move that engulf. And that was 1 hour, a 2-hour trade. No, hour and a half. On the half hour, it's like you bought here, you hold it for an hour until you make it to this supply zone, you get out of everything. Now we're waiting for the confirmation traders to say, well, that's the breakout of this. Wait a half an hour. we'll buy the pullback. I'm buying here, and I'm going to be saying for 15 minutes, I'll just keep putting in this. And I can't wait till the news comes out, because then I can do my 15 minutes orders way down deep. I haven't tried a 5-minute script with this broker, but I don't think they'll take it. I tried it on many broker and they didn't take it, so I just gave up. So in the big landscape of things, are we? This is really the exit. Look at the dollar. So the dollar pulled off of this 20 pip window. You're up 20 pips on that. But the dollar yen keeps going up into these. So if I was going to put this in, it'd be like this right now. We can do this trade. 15 minutes. There you go. You just saved yourself so much work right there. We'll just run that in the background. Test the theory. On the 1 hour chart, I just put in just an immense amount of cells up there. Kind of for the scalp. Hard to trade all these currencies at once. We're down $1 on this one. So we're down 92 bucks. Waiting for one more price pulse. I think the top of the hour. But just before news, I don't know. This is not really that big a news compared to the way the markets were shocked by that British news. My Lord. Your dollar's kind of tame. I think it's going to be really the Dow Jones opening. That's going to be the frantic kind of possible short squeeze into the Dow Jones, which is more than an hour away. And then it's Friday, and what happens when they come out with NFP and it's whatever, and the euro may go down and make new lows. And would you buy down there if it went screaming through the floor of yesterday and today and went and make new lows 40 pips deep? Sure. If I had a 2 hour, if you're going to trade as big as this, you're going to put in a 30K that lasts 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours and you could put a cluster down there, all around the same price but different expirations. Another way to really make it so that it's a robust system, nobody can really, you know your risk every day, every minute, I suppose. If you look at your 1 hour scripts are about to expire and you're like, okay, well, no reason to worry about that getting filled. So those are kind of like peace of mind situations. Feel good trades. So it's been 15 minutes. Are the 15-minute traders buying this breakout pullback? Or are we going to go smashing down now? And I'm going to gobble up all this stuff because I got so much free margin now. I guess I'm about 270 bucks. We're at 16,000. We're down 2,000 on and then I dumped, right? So if I hadn't dumped when I said I'm going to dump here, just because, I'd be up another 1,000. But I knew that, and I said that before I did it because I'm like, I just want to show you how quick can you get out of it. But we can get out way faster here. If this plunges into this, and now I feel like putting orders in between those orders for 15 minutes. Yeah, so these 15-minute icebergs, really what they are. I think it's the best idea in the world. Because if it does smash down there, it's easy money, just like this was. Remember this trade? You got the same rack sitting there. and maybe even major target. Kind of a 28 pip target, not exactly. On the pound, that would have been exactly how it played out. But now the pound's dead in the water and everybody's sitting on whatever. It doesn't make sense, none of this really. Is the NASDAQ going to make new highs here and just keep going north? Is the Bitcoin going to keep north? It looks like the Bitcoin's going up, which means the euro should go up. I should stay in the euro trade. Be careful selling into it. Yeah, I don't know how long that guy's been trading, this Gerald Salenti guy, but yeah, I'd make 10% a day. Once again, 10% a day on how much money? How big is that position? Okay, I'm willing to get out of this whole thing just before the news, and then when Dow Jones opens, maybe we'll get something, but I don't know. Maybe we're going to scream so hard here, we'll make all our money now. We don't have to worry about waiting for the Dow Jones to open. Because the 15-minute confirmation guys have bought this pullback. The breakout pullback, they get in. Okay, let them take the ball. I got that the 10K filled here, so look at that. See? It's not so bad after all. It's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. All right, so more coffee, please. Okay, we're making a run for it. Broke out, pulled back on the 15-minute guys bought that. Let's see how far we can go. I think my sell limit's disappeared already. So let's do it again. So how fast that happened? Let's sell up in the turtle soup up here. 15 minutes way up there. And when we get above this, I'm going to get out of these ones I'm underwater, actually. I kind of want to go flat into the news, or flat into the Dow Jones, and then mess around with the 15-minute scripts. I guess that's my feeling about that. Because it is fun, and if you're a scalper, that's going to be a lot of fun. And if you have your finger on the take profits key, so when they fill the limits, and you think, you know what, that's the pullback, let's get out. Like, that's over. We traded the wick, let's dump it. In and out of 60K, 70K, 10Ks. 10K being the smallest ticket. All right. Let's come back to this thing. Top of the hour's coming. We're screaming up. Let's have some fun and put these sell limits up here. I want to see what happens. 15 minutes. Way up there. Like crazy land. Spazville. Welcome to Spazville. Spazville Forex. $5 on this guy. Finally making big money. What I tell you, son, you can make good money trading. Get above that round. Let's start selling above that. No, if I feel like I had a 15-minute order here, I put the 30 minutes above here, and that's when it becomes really the probabilities keep going up. If you put a 2-hour sell up here in your mind's eye, if you're driving to work or you go to the store, you're like, I got sell limits up here. If they could ever take it up to here, to this supply zone, anything above that round, 8 hours, 2 hours, I got my finger on the trigger. I'm ready to cash out. I think maybe right into the news we could be banging on that 100. I'm definitely going to go flat. I'm just going to call it a day. And even let them stop me out of those 15-minute things. But this is the thing. I'm challenging. I'm going for this full 15-minute auction. But yeah, the 1-minute chart, I can understand. That is fun. Here, let's go 1-minute chart. So on the 1-minute chart, you're really trying to buy this Here's the trap under the floor accumulation. Takes about a few minutes. Get that high-end account that has almost zero spread, and then these trades look totally doable, right? Because then come back, retest the breakout point, and then rip. Now we're looking for a rip into here by 10. I'm giving it 10 minutes to get there. Get a short squeeze because this is the most high drama window is that 10 minutes wrapped around the top of the hour. Okay. Everybody's wondering, and stocks are sitting in, there's an abyss above. What happens when that's done? Oh my God, the reversal in the stock market is just gonna, now that Biden's in office, it's gonna be his fault. There'll be keystone sell-off. The reality of the keystone. Look at that 1 minute pullback. Right at 5 before. No such thing as a coincidence. News and a whole 35 minutes till news. Everybody's keyed up. Everybody's anxious. What's it going to be? Short squeeze into the news. Dump everything. Reload. Go flat reload. Okay. The pound's kind of stuck. That's turtle soup. What you talking about there? So is that ICT stuff? He's incredible. I met him once, and it was amazing. It's like meeting Ron L. Hubbard. Unbelievable. What a nice guy. 1 minute pullback to the doji. Let's get a rally to the round by the top of the hour. A nice cliche price pulse. Go flat. Let these sell limits stew out here for 15 minutes. Looks like a tick chart at this zoom rate, but this is legible. I can see what's going on. I got you. Wow, they really did sell that thing off. So this is the recovery. Crawling it back out of the hole. Hard to say. You have to wait for the 4 hours. You have to wait till 9 o'clock to get an update on that 4-hour chart. The 1 hour is going to update here. There's the 15 minutes going to update along with all the other time frames. Okay. 1 minute chart. They're probably going to stop hunt this. Come back to this. Yeah. 1 minute chart. That's a lot of fun too. You can monitor the minutia of the market here at this point. It's still long on the swing. But always ready to dump at the true targets for everybody. Everybody kind of knows these. Would agree that the market is going to reverse if it goes climaxing into a supply zone. So we get about a 3 minute pullback here. Can we make a run? And for the guy that's this Gerald guy, you could have just bought a 10K, waited 2 minutes, and that little baby pullback, you buy another 10K. So you're at 20K. So you got your finger on the trigger, you're waiting for this pullback to this double top, you buy, you wait a minute, and you buy this, and you just hold. Now you got take profits here. You got your take profits all the way up. It's 8 o'clock, people are freaking out. You can hold this trade for like 2 minutes and cash out. You could even do that. So yeah, if you had a really tight spread, and his spread looked pretty, I don't know what his spread was. I was looking at up and down pips. There was the thing telling how many pips he was up and down. I thought that was a spread. I was like, that looks terrible. So you'd be out of that trade, right? You'd just be like, oh, okay, we only made a few pips. Here's the 1 hour chart and the 1 minute chart. Five minutes. 5 minutes going to update. Do we pull back to this top on the 5? Is that a flag? Are we trapped up here? Are they trapping all the bulls on that breakout high of the day? And now we come smashing down into the... We're waiting for news to come out. Well, let's assume that. I'm going to drop the 15 minutes in right there, starting at the fresh lows. High frequency trader now. Did I get filled in anything here? So I still got this. Still holding that. Risking $10 on that trade, by the way. 10 to make 15. Is that right? No, yeah. No, actually, it's 10 to make 26 pips. 10 pips to make 26 pips. Top of the hour. Now we wait 5 more minutes. There's the battle zone on the... Oh, looks like they just stop hunted some guy here. He put his stop in here. Ruh-roh. Oh, they stopped you out. Now they're going to ram it through the roof. Hill 1 minute chart. So you would have bought at the top of the hour, I guess, based on the 1 minute chart. And now you're waiting to pull the trigger. If it's down for another minute, now you buy again. You're gonna build a position right at the borderline here. But you gotta wait, you know. Still gotta wait a minute. The guy was said if he had a half a second chart, like a 30-second chart, yeah, you know, you would go crazy. You could be trading 20Ks on a trigger pull. Just wait. You'd be a sniper. Here, you're going to wait. You can wait in 10 seconds to pull the trigger now. And update that 1 minute chart. So you notice there's a 5-second gap before the next, on the 5 minute chart, there's a little gap there. Okay, you just bought below the floor. Did you see that? If you pulled the trigger right there, since you missed, they stop hunted you, you bought locked in here. You had to pull the trigger there. Now you're waiting. Don't buy. Got limits below. Let's see if we can make a run to the round just before the non-farm payroll comes out. There could be a short squeeze into this. And then maybe it plummets there. So I want to go flat. We get this rally into the news, and then we're good. Dump and reload. Looks like the pound's ready to take off like a rocket. They haven't been able to kill the pound, and it came back to life yesterday on fundamental news, supposedly on the news. But that's it. We're going to wait till... We'll just go flat. Well, we can just take off, and I normally don't do it, but you could do it. Close all open and pendings just before the news. 5 minutes to guarantee you're going to be totally flat into the news. So, it's real money. You're going to have to do stuff like that, I suppose, if you want to maintain a certain amount of money in the account. Oh, nice pull back there. We could have had a limit there, but we didn't. That's my original entry. Here, just for fun, I don't really want to have this much in size, but since it's only 10K I have available, let me put it in there. Treat it as if it's a single. You don't have to put this many tickets in. I mean, this is big a size, but let me go to that. Where the hell is it? Because I'm just going to use the very top of that as my entry. So I'm going to actually trail it tight now. I want to get up a little bit better price. If we make it down here, that yellow line comes down, we'll pick up another 10K in maybe a blink of an eye here just before we update the 5-minute chart. About to update the 5-minute. Here comes the 5-minute traders. They're going to buy at the market if it's down. And they don't care if it tanks after that because they know they're getting a better price than they were 5 minutes ago. 10 seconds, they got their finger on the trigger. It looks like we might get a limit fill here. When you look at that, see the spread just tightened up just before that 5-minute. Okay, they pulled the trigger. We didn't get filled on that extra one. Super tight. 15 minutes though. So if you're trading singles that are 10Ks, you can play this game where you just keep on putting a 10K in, 1 pip deep, 15 minutes, very disciplined. I mean, you'd have to, you walk away. The other thing is, what if you get locked out of your house and you have no access to your computer, you got a pending order there that has no expiration. So I've lost the internet connections before. You know, hey, 15 minutes. As long as the market doesn't go wackadoodle in 15 minutes, I'm good. We'll survive it. So we bought, the 5-minute traders bought there, and you know they're underwater now. They're like, hey, you know, I think I'll get filled in these limits here. Oh, just got filled. So there you go. Perfect. I'm not going to chase into this thing. We could engulf. This could be the end of it. There are too many people on the bull train. Look at it. So this is a trap. See, the people that sold up there, now we're buying into this for 15 minutes. I'm okay with that. I think this is a great trade. Fits all the qualifications. We got it smashed down here in 15 minutes. And now that I see that, I'm ready to buy more down here for 15 minutes. Come on. This is the trade. Gobble this up. Then we go up. Then we go up into the news. This is way better this way. See? Less stress for me. We'd have to make a move like this. Like this up move here. If you were to come in front of the market with the same trade plan I'm doing here, this is the 15-minute chart, it goes smashing up. Yeah, you would, and it goes smashing to here. Don't forget, it comes all the way back to that blistering point. If you held through this whole thing, and with a wide enough stop, you made money on that just by merely throwing sell limits above you. So these 15-minute trade plans, this is low risk trading. As far as I'm concerned, even though this is supposed to potentially fill a big size here, we're about to get stopped out of these. We got to do a 50K real quick. So really down big. It was great when you were up $3. Stops aren't getting triggered. It's moving in our favor. Whew. It's getting nervous there. Only down $100 now. But that is an example of the magic of the 15-minute script because there is no sweat. you would just have those sitting down there, and you're like, man, if they can drive that down there, I'll even make more money. The probabilities just went way up. But buying under this half-hour floor, using the same tactics of buying any new lows. And on limits here. 15-minute chart. It's all timed out. Waiting for the completion of this price pulse. 20 minutes till news. I don't know if the news is going to be that big a deal, and I don't know. News doesn't move the markets. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. I didn't have to buy at the market. I know I want to buy down there. I got these all the way to China. Some guy made a comment. Yeah, all the way to Memphis and China. So this is the first time running the 15 minutes. This is way more fun, isn't it? I'm almost awake, waiting for this news. This NFP news coming out. We could go all over the map. We could go up. We could go down. So if we go screaming up, I got my take profits already built into this. All right. Can we get serious for once? Swing trader. I'd love nothing more than this thing to go down here and rip up. We're almost in a 70K now. When we're 10 pips from our stop, our stop's at 12. We're down this. Plus there's commissions here. This starts to flash when you're within 10 pips of getting triggered. Okay. We wait. NFP. They bid it down into the NFP there. We wait for the stops to get hit. Okay. Nothing brewing now. Still pulling back. Gonna buy more. Gonna buy more there. 15-minute guys are gonna pull the trigger here at the market. You know it. They want to lock in this stop hunt. They stop hunted the bulls, and I'm sure they want to lock that in. They'll be buying there at the market. So the 5-minute guys bought at the market. 1, 2, they're on 2K. This last one, because it went down really big, they bought with a wider stop. The real bulls are kind of getting on the long train here, I suppose. We could still spike down. One more spike down. And then up. And then it's over. I got plenty of free margin now. Use about maybe, if we could spike down faster, we could get into about another 60K. That'd be perfect. So if they stop me out, it's not such a big deal. So just before the news, you could actually, 5 minutes before the news, if you drop to 15, this ticket will only last for 10 minutes into the news. So I'm just for the sake of experimentation here. Plus, I can keep doing this trade because the broker's going to keep clearing this off, and I'm going to free up a lot of open tickets too. Another reason for the reason to do this technique. Wow, look at this crush, beautiful. Boy, that's a bonus. So good thing I sold up here, huh? Now I could have sold up there just the same and done the scalp off the top of that. That trade's coming to an end too. So we could have done the goober trap. Oh, you trading the breakout, is you? Okay. So now we're in about. Did we get stopped out of something? I didn't see that. We're very close to the stops. But I got more buy limits pending below, actually. So only about 80K there or something. On the 10 case. Oh, man. So it's going to be like 7 degrees or something tomorrow. I'm freezing to death right here. Okay, 15-minute guys just bought at the market, right? Boom, they lock it in. Sit back. Buy at the market, put limits below, sit back. Sit back and wait. And if we get a bum rush here into the news comes out, spreads get wide, market goes spiking up. We get out, no sell limits above us. But when the news comes out, we're going to be throwing the 15 minutes up there. So I could do it right. If I do it right now, if I wait 3 minutes, these tickets will exist for 3 minutes after the news comes out, and then they're going to disappear. Since we can't have a script that lasts 1 minute, if we drop this in about 5 seconds, it will exist for 1 minute after the news. Now that's low risk. Got a spike up there. We might even be up there into the news, right? We have exposure, but when the news comes out, we're expecting a lot of violence, price violence. Is that a price action? The insurrection of fluctuations, that is the issue. Okay, we'll sit back. We'll wait for the news to come out. News in 2 minutes here. 1 minute and 30 seconds to news. Let's see what kind of price action we get out of this market. Got my fingers on the triggers to cash out, cash in. Those limits will last for 1 minute after the news. Okay, so let's sit back, and we got filled on our plunge. We got about how much going here? News is coming out. I think the spread's going to get wide here. We might get kicked out of something on a spread getting wide for a second. Okay. Maybe we pop up right when the news comes out and then rip back. Okay, so I'm ready to cash out. I'm ready to whatever. If we get above this, I'm going to cash out. If we make it to the round, I'm going to cash out. And we're still waiting for the Dow Jones to open, so we could still have more drama. Okay, 20 seconds to news. Spread's getting wide at 3 pips. Probably go to 10 pips for a second, for a millisecond. Some people did something. Okay, insane spread. 5 pip spread. What is the verdict, people? Up. We're going to cash out. The pound's going up. Get above the round. Get ready to cash out of that. Okay, let's close out See how those tickets are still there? I'm getting filled in the cells. Now we're going to front run them. This will be fun. Let's get out front here like 15 minutes in front of it. Let's sell into these irrational exuberance. Getting above the round. We still got stocks to open. Now we're in shorts. I'm just going to lay track all the way to Memphis up here. We make it back to that floor. We only got 10 pips to go. The pound's about to take out the high of the day. This is the this is the half-hour view. We're coming into this sell window. Sellers just came in there. Cashing out. People are taking profits. Everybody's white knuckling it here, I'm sure. The news has only been out for 1 minute and 50 seconds. Let's sell into this. Can't wait to see what happens. Since the market's it's very volatile, these 15-minute orders are perfect for the news, I think. Just saying. I know I'll be cashing out here pretty soon. Into the seller's window. Finger on the trigger. News has been out for 2.5 minutes. Let me cash out on all my old tickets from when I got into this whole trade. Okay, now I'm on pure sells. I think I have pure sells running now. Oh, still got a few lingering buys, but look, I got these sells right here. So we're making money on the sells. Let's cash out of the sells. Scalp those off. I know those are 10Ks. I'm still holding these 1Ks from a while ago. Okay, so we can continue here, going up. I think so. And when I get above here, I'm going to get out of these. I'm just going to have my finger on take all profits button. Waiting to get above the round again. So I scalped off of that. But are we going to keep going up? What are stocks doing? Making all-time highs, I'm sure, just ready to go into no man's abyss above us, right? The next logical step in the, I guess, a bullish market. Dollar's pulling back. Dow Jones is ready to just make history again today. It's unbelievable. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. Bitcoin up. Dollar has to get punished. This has to be it for the dollar for a while now. Right? It has to be. As soon as I get above this, I'm getting out. I'm gonna just play the short game for fun here. I'm still long on the swing of this. But just to be tidy, I want to get out of that. See, I got a 10. I got a, see this sell here? I'm underwater on this 10K sell. Just noticed that. That's when I get picked up. Okay, now let's cash out of those winning tickets if they let me out. All right, let's sell this thing. Now it's all about the sells. It's all about the Benjamins. Let's do this. This is going to be a riot. Let's just go nuts. Make sure we don't drop that 8-hour ticket, though. Be very careful. It's the 15-minute game we're going to play. Oh, pound just took out the high of the day. Okay, so we're above the round. Let's play the short game up in this. We're at 16,500 about. Alrighty then. Stocks still haven't. Oh, so this has only been out for 5 minutes and 50 seconds here. Can we cash out? How far can we go before the news comes out? That's the question. Make it up to this really deep. Here is the 30-minute rooftop. We should see some sellers come in here. This should be quite the... And I put my 15 minutes in there again. And above. Very aggressive shorting. The pound just took out the high of the week here, and I'll put sells here. I'll do the same. Well, you know what? It's the pound. Let's put them in a little bit. See how this pound moves so hard? So the euro-dollar trade, talking about it, finally making the full, all the way back to the floor here. Okay, I'm going to cash out there. So I'm short on the... I'm getting out of a giant position right now. Okay. Takes a while to unwind that. But look at these shorts. It's working out. So let me scalp those. And there you go. Isn't that how you should do it? That's the scalp. Now let's do the buy limits. And rinse and repeat. We get out at the round. And now we just buy all over again. Still got news to come out, so there's all sorts of extra drama we could have. I'm going to come in and buy the pound, maybe, on a pullback here. Still going higher. One more price pulse up there. But that was the window of the scalp. And look at all the scalps I got just sitting up here. Just itching to go short. So the euro doesn't move as many pips as the pound. The pound, you'd be up a nice 100 pips still from that low. Here, you've only gone up 40 pips, you know. It's not the greatest trade. So I think the fun here is going to be buying on pullbacks now. We could plunge. And selling above. There's going to be resistance up there. We got some extra money here. We got all these sells pending on the pound now. 1 hour chart, 15-minute scripts. Let's sell new highs. Up there. And what do we got? We're just holding, I think, two minis. One mini. About to get stopped out of that counter rally. Coming back again to do another round of buying. They're not done with this thing. Still have stocks to open. Let's do some short-term trading here. Sell for an hour. 20 pips above. We're going to buy 20 pips below for an hour. Let me take this sell off here. All right, so let's see. Sell new highs for 15 minutes. Same thing on the pound. So here I would have the half hour and maybe the 2 hour, drop them up in this 20 pip supply zone. It's not going to matter really too much other than that's going to be ripe for the selling. And maybe you're short right now, on that wick, but that was a scalp. I mean, it's really a ferocious rally, but it's also has a lot of potential to go the other way. Anyways, that's my my video of the day. We're flat. We're up 500. Like I said, if I would have held this whole trade all the way back to the floor, we'd be up $2,000. And I knew that, but the example was I wanted to go through the examples of trading with those scripts and doing all that stuff. Besides, we got this nice scalp off of here. And we could still pull back, and I could still trade all this kind of tamer stuff. Not to say we can't go smashing down and do some serious damage here. Okay. Good luck. Good luck with the rest of the week, the day, whatever have you. I'm going to try to post this 15-minute as a comment on my own channel. And then I'm going to try to paste it in myself. I can create a direct link to just this file. But that's more work, and I'm not into work. So let me see if I can't put this in. Like I said, you could do this yourself. You just take this, edit the thing. There's plenty of, or you could hand place them. See, the problem with the hand placing, there's no expiration. If you put buy limits with your right mouse click and say, put a buy limit down here. How come I don't have that option? Oh, there's probably a ticket there. I don't know, it's not letting me do that. Anyways, it'd be like this. Buy limit. Okay, we're ripping up again. So I'm going to scalp it on the 15 and then that's it. Stocks are going to open. There'll be more fluctuations to trade.